Good morning. Welcome to another episode of Feed Me Friday. I had kind of a funny thought this whenever I had it. I was thinking about like a lot of carnivore content creators. They will do their stuff, they will do their videos topless. So I mean, the guys will be topless, the girls will be wearing like a sports bra or something. And I'm like, why do they do that? Now, I thought it might be to show, what a difference you can make in your body. Something along those lines. I don't know. But I always just think it's kind of funny. I see a lot of like the short video clips where a guy's sitting there without a shirt on. And he's like, let me tell you about what I ate today. And he's got like eggs and steak and stuff. And it just cracks me up to see that he doesn't have a shirt on. And I find that there's two different groups of people eating this way. You've got the people who eat on cutting boards. That's pretty much all they eat on, which I understand that makes sense to me. They're cutting up their steak every time they eat. So fine, yeah, eat on a cutting board. And then there's the people who eat on only paper plates. That one I don't understand as much. I'm like, why are you eating on a paper plate? I don't know. Years ago, when my girls were little, we used to eat on paper plates too, just because I always felt like there just wasn't enough time to get the dishes washed. And then I started feeling bad about it. I'm like, this is not good. It's very, very wasteful. It's like, it doesn't take that much time and energy to wash the dishes. So we switched to regular dishes, and that's what we've been doing since then. And I also thought too, it's like, if you are trying this diet and you want to win over any vegans or anyone else for that matter, showing that, you're not using paper plates and like, you're using regular plates and stuff. I don't know. I think it sends a certain kind of message saying I'm concerned about, the world around me. So I'm not going to add to the trash. I don't know. That's just my thinking. If anyone is new, this is cheesy scrambled eggs. I make up I'll do like 8 at a time and then just keep dipping into them throughout the week. And I have this is fat, actually. It's fat plus when I make my grilled steak, all this liquid leaches out as they're sitting there cooling to room temperature. So I'll save that liquid and boil it down, and then I'll add in some butter, and then I use it as my butter because it's really good. It's like like the herbed butters that you see. It's like the same kind of idea. And then this is grilled steak that I make. I make up giant batches at a time. I actually just made one up yesterday, and I cook it. For some, this would be perfectly fine. For me, this is undercooked. I like mine well done. So I cook it like this so that when I go to reheat it, it cooks all the way through. Anyway, I'm going to get myself some coffee. So this is caramel mocha coffee by Better Goods brand. I got 2 tablespoons of butter and 2 tablespoons of heavy cream, and that's it. So I'm cutting collagen for a while for a couple reasons. Number one, collagen is not cheap. And, I think I've been using it for like 4 years now. And there's that part of me that's always like, it's expensive. Granted, my mom's the one who buys it because she likes it in her coffee too. But just the same, it's like I feel bad because it's like I don't know. I don't like taking something I don't need. And that was always the question. It's like, well, do I actually need it? So now the reason I started taking it in the first place was one of the women I was following at the time. She was saying how she'd had a shoulder injury and it had helped. It seemed like it helped her shoulder heal faster. And at the time I was having problems with my back, and I'm like, well, let me take it and see what happens. Now, the problems with my back had been going on for a couple of months. It was getting to the point where I couldn't hardly turn my head. If I wanted to turn my head, I had to like turn my whole upper body. And so I'm like, well, you know what? It's not going to hurt to take it, and see what happens. So I was doing 2 scoops in every cup of coffee, and I had like 3 cups of coffee a day at that point, which I still do now. Anyway, point is, I was doing like 2 scoops, and within, I don't remember how long, because it was so subtle that one day I turned and I noticed that I didn't have the problem anymore. I'm like, oh my goodness, so the collagen helped. Then, of course, since then, I'm like, was it the collagen or did my body just heal? I tend to think it was the collagen only because it was steadily getting worse and worse and worse and worse. And then after I had the collagen, it started getting better. So, you know what I mean? It's just, I don't know. To this day, I would say it was possibly the collagen. I just hate to say completely it was the collagen and that was 100% what it was. Anyway, so that idea, is, do I actually even need it for any other reason? It's like, we like the flavor of it in the coffee, even though we get the unflavored. It's a nice cream. It adds a nice level of creaminess to the coffee. So it's not necessary though. So I'm like, well, you know what? Let's just go without it for a while. So it's been about a week, almost. A little under a week that I haven't had it. And it's, of course, I haven't noticed anything. I figured if I am going to notice anything, it's going to take at least a month. So we'll see. What else I can say? You'll notice I don't add salt to my coffee anymore either. And that's just because it's interesting. Like, it's that kind of thing where you listen to your body, where it's like, my coffee just suddenly started tasting too salty out of the blue. And it was funny because it used to be where I needed that salt for the coffee to taste good. But then just randomly, it was too much salt. And I'm like, oh, that's kind of weird. All right, so listen to my body, stopped adding salt, and it's perfectly fine. So, yeah, it's weird kind of stuff. I think that's it for now. I will sign out now. Just going to wait until this completely heats through, and then might add some butter if I need it, and some Maldon smoked salt. So I will see you guys at lunch. I love this cup. Second cup of coffee. This is 2 tablespoons of heavy cream, 2 tablespoons of butter, and again, that's it. What flavor was this? Pecan Praline by Shady Farm Market, something like that. I don't know if you guys noticed, I stopped using my travel cup because it just can't keep the coffee hot enough. And because it's metal, I can't reheat the coffee in the travel cup. And besides, I hate taking the thing apart and washing every single piece because the lid gets like all the butter inside the cracks and stuff. And there's moving bits, so I have to like take it all apart and then wash it and then put it back together. So instead of washing just like 1 or 2 things, I'm washing 4 things when I use my travel cup. So instead I switched back to my regular mugs, and I got this thing here. I got a bunch of these actually. They came in a pack of 6. They're so cute. So what I'll do is I'll heat my coffee up and then put this on, and it helps it stay warm. Traps all the heat inside. So now I can go back to cuddling a cup of coffee and get my hands nice and warm in the morning, and I gotta tell you, I'm loving it. Anyway, that's it for now until lunch. I completely forgot to film lunch. I will put a picture up of it now. This was steak, some of the steak I cooked yesterday, the chuck eye roast, and a cup of coffee. I did a tablespoon of butter, and I didn't measure the heavy cream. Dinner is cheesy. It's like macaroni and cheese. I'll link the recipe, but I actually changed it a little bit. I added some heavy cream to it. I'm not sure if I did that in the original or not. Anyway, it's like heavy cream cheese, sharp cheddar, mozzarella, and a bit of Parmesan. So that's dinner. And that was it. That dinner filled me up. Oh my goodness. It's actually the next morning and I am still full. So yeah, just coffee for breakfast today. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. This video is brought to you by my faith in the Lord Jesus Christ, who has everything you need and nothing you don't. Bye.